This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Sukumar. Now my voice is clear or any break or any? Sangeeta.
Yeah, clear,
Good
sir.
evening, Sangeeta. Clear? Clear on the? Okay. Sangeeta,
Clear, sir. It's your voice.
how about your testing courses, testing classes? Okay. In our last class, we discussed about material, right? About materialized view. Yes. Yesterday we discussed about materialized view. What is the difference between view and materialized view? Anyone? Difference between view and materialized view.
Materialized view store the data physically.
Yes, very good. Materialized view store the data or output, whereas view, simple views, does not store the data. And one more, if you change anything in the base table, it does not reflect in the materialized view. For example, if you create a materialized view on a some table and you add something in that base table, it will not added in materialized view until you execute one condition, one statement. Okay, how to update? By using execution. Okay, here you have to mention that materialized view name. Okay, then only it will update. Update means it will insert or delete or okay, modify anything. There are two differences between view and materialized view. In the interview, him is asking what is the difference between simple view and materialized view. Difference is simple view does not store any data. It is a virtual table, whereas materialized view, it stores the data, physical data. Okay, that is the first difference. Second difference is if you change anything in base table, it reflects in the view, simple view, or vice versa. If you change anything in the simple view, it will reflect in the base table. Okay, that is the second difference. In materialized view, if you change anything in the base table, it does not reflect in the materialized view until you execute the execution statement. Okay, our next database object is sequence. These all are database objects: table, view, sequence, synonyms, indexes, clusters, procedures, function. Okay, today's our topic is sequences. Today's our topic is sequences. It is recorded. Yes. Okay, Anand ji, Ravikiran ji, good evening. Okay,
Good evening, sir.
good evening. Good evening. By its means, we can understand sequence. Sequence, it has some number sequentially, like student ID 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, or employee ID, or bike numbers vehicle numbers. Okay, those are sequences, sequence numbers. Okay, here also sequence, it is a object like table and view. Okay, and this sequence is stored in server, and what is the main use is nothing but to generate numbers, to generate numbers. Which numbers? Sequence numbers. For example, yesterday one employee joined, his employee ID is, for example, 4024, 4024. Today one more employee joined, okay, so his number is 4025. Okay, like that. Sequence is nothing but to create numbers sequentially, one by one, automatically. Okay, automatically. To which columns? To primary key columns or unique key columns. Mostly we are using for primary key columns. For example, employee number, it is a primary key. Student ID, it is a primary key. Customer ID, it is a primary key. Okay, every time whenever we want to add a new customer, we have to create customer ID, right, for him. No need of that. Automatically we have one concept, sequences. By using sequences, automatically it will create a number, and that number assigned to primary key or unique key value. Okay, no need to create manually. Okay, and it can be either ascending or descending order. It means you can reduce or you can increase the value. This is the syntax. If you see, it is an option. You may use or you may not use. Here, if you see, all are optional. Increment is option, start with is option, minimum value is option, maximum value is option, cycle is option, catch is option. Okay, so all these are nothing but optional. Only mandatory is create, sequence, and sequence name. Okay, I will explain how can we create a sequence and where we can use this sequence. Okay, there are two pseudo values. Pseudo means, okay, which changes its value from time to time. One is cur value, nothing but current value. Next is next value. Okay, for example, you are create one sequence. Okay, you created one sequence on student ID column, on student ID column. Okay, the last student ID is nothing but 2047. The last student who joined in my institute, his student ID is 2047. So it is nothing but current value. It is nothing but current value. Okay, what is the next value we have? 2048. It is nothing but next value. Okay, the last student joined in my institute, his ID is 2047 number. So that is nothing but current value. This 2048, which is nothing but next coming value. If tomorrow, if a student joined in my institute, his ID number will be 2048. Okay, these two are called pseudo columns or pseudo values, which changes. For example, after this, okay, this 2048 will be current value and 2049 is the next value, right? Okay, any doubt beta here? Okay, we have only simple one syntax and two pseudo columns. Just remember this syntax. Okay. And next to
Like
pseudo
it
column.
always,
Any doubt?
is it always in incremental order? I mean,
No, it is decrement.
you said
What I'm
2046, 2047, then
you see
if any,
descending order also.
yes, yes.
It can be either ascending or descending order also. Okay. And here we have cycle also. Cycle means, for example, you want to create from 0001 to 9999. Maybe it takes 10 years for me to get 10,000 students, right? After 9999, I want to make a cycle. For example, my first student ID is 0001. Okay, yesterday only one student joined. His student ID is 9999. Okay, this student he joined in, for example, 2003. Now it is nothing but 2022. Okay, so from 2003 to 2022, I teach 10,000 students or 9,999 students. So it is completed. I have given only 4 digits. Now from tomorrow onwards or from Monday onwards, if any new student join, I don't want to make it is 10,000 or 10,001. Again I want to give him 001 because the student now he is not my student because it is almost 19 years now. So I want to again to start with the same number 001. Okay, that is called cycle. Cycle means whenever we reach maximum value, okay, again it will start with 1 or minimum value. Okay, this is the minimum value and this is the maximum value. After reaching maximum value, again if I want to start with minimum value, because it takes 20 years for me to get 10,000 students. Okay, the student maybe he is not with me right now. Okay, so again I want to issue with the same student ID 00001. Okay, that is called cycle. That is called cycle. For example, in the hospital, if you see, they are giving the tokens, right? Token number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. After reaching 100, okay, again they are issuing with a start with a token number 1. In the big corporate hospitals, if you see, after reaching 100 patients, they are not going to issue 101 and 102. Again they are issuing token number 1, token number 2, token number 3, like that. Okay, that is called cycle and no cycle. Okay, here we have to remember only 2 pseudo columns, curve value and next value. Okay, and how can we access this pseudo values is nothing but sequence name dot the pseudo column name, nothing but sequence 1 next value. It will display the next coming value. Sequence dot curve value, it will give the present value. Okay, here it is an example. What is the example? Create sequence name 1, which is number Kiran 1. These all are optional beta. These all are optional. Okay, you may give or you may not give. It increment by 1. It increment by 1, and it starts with 100. Okay, so what is the first? My sequence number 100. It is increment by 1. So the next number is 101. Okay, so it is a current value, it is a next value. Again after that 101 and 102. Why? Because it increased by 1. Now it is a current value and it is a next value. After 102, it increases by 1, right? So 102 plus 1, which is nothing but 103. Okay, so now it is a current value and it is a next value, like that. It will increase up to maximum value. It will increase up to maximum value, which is nothing but 200. Okay, 109, next 200. After 200, if you want to use cycle, okay, after 200, again it will start with 100, 101, 102, like that. Because I'm using cycle. Cycle means it will repeat the numbers after maximum value. Okay. Next, it is important. Catch it 10. Catch it 10 means when while we creating this 100, it will store the coming 10 digits or 10 numbers. Catch it 10 means it will store the coming 10 numbers before only. Why? Because again, okay, repeatedly I'm telling you that in the organization they will check execution time and resources, how less you are using the resources, and execution time. If you already store the coming 10 digits, okay, it takes very less time to create the next curve value, the next value, the next sequence value. Okay, but these all are optional. Okay, you can just create sequence name also, it is enough for you. Okay, these are the additional information. Increment start with minimum value, maximum value, cycle, and catch. Okay, here I will explain. I am creating one table with employee name, employee number, and salary. Okay, first I want to create sequence. First I want to create sequence. Okay, okay, here I am creating a sequence. What is the sequence name? Q1. Sequence is created. After that, I want to create a table. What is the table name? Here. Okay, here 1. This is a table name. It's a table created. Okay, here it is the employee name, employee number, and salary. Employee number, it is a sequential number, right? Okay, it will allocate the numbers sequentially, like 104. After 104 employee, if any employee join, his employee number is 105. Next 106, like that. Okay, so instead of giving manually, I can create a sequence. Okay, for example, I want to insert here one table, employee name. If you see, actually here we have to write the employee number, which is nothing but 100 or 101 or 102 or 103. But instead of that, I am using next value because I don't know what is the last employee number. Because you don't know what is the last employee number, right? Maybe you joined newly in that organization and you don't know the last employee number, so that you can give the next number to the new employee. You got it, my concept? That's why they are using next val, because I don't know what is the current value of employee number. Okay, it says one table created. You see, triplex is employee name. Okay, instead of 100 it is giving 101. Why? Because this sequence Kiran1 dot, okay, it has start with 100. It start with 100. Okay, it start with 100. So what is the next value? Which is nothing but 100 plus 1. When it start with 100, it means the current value is 100. The current value is 100. So what is the next value? 100 plus increment 1. So it is nothing but 101. Okay, that's why it will show 101 instead of 100, because I'm using next value. I'm using next value. If you want to check, you can check with select sequence name dot curve. You see, what is the current value? 101. What is the current value? 101. What is the next value? It is 102. What is the next value? 102. Again, if you execute, it will say 103. What is the next value of 102? It is nothing but 103. You got my point? Okay, the current value is 101. The next value is it increases by 1. Okay, a sequence is created with no user specified values. Okay, when you don't mention any minimum value or maximum value or start with, if you don't mention start with or minimum value or maximum value, by default, okay, it will start numbers from 1 to ends with 10 power 27. 10 power 27 means how much? 1 billion billion or 1 trillion trillion. So after 1 it is 27 zeros. 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. Okay, so it is nothing but 1 trillion trillion. Okay, when we are not specified any values. Okay, then sequence starts from 1, okay, and ends with 10 power 27. Okay, and increment by 1. If you don't mention this statement, by default it is increased by 1. Okay, by default it is increased by 1. For example, if you remove this one, okay, even though it will execute successfully, it says there is a no increment value. So by default it increased by 1. Okay, you may increase by 5 also, you can increase by 2, you can increase by 10. It will depend on the client requirement or table requirement. Okay, by default a sequence it increases by 1. And by default it starts from 1 and ends with 10 power 27, the sequence number. Okay.
Remaining all we can change, all default values. Minimum value, maximum value.
Which default value? This one?
Minimum value and maximum value. You can change as per
Yeah,
our
this is
requirement.
the minimum value, right? That's what I'm telling.
Here,
When a
starting
sequence is created
from
with
the-
no user, when a sequence is created with no user specification, it means there is no minimum value and no maximum value. Then what is the minimum value? 1. You got it? If you don't mention this thing, okay, then the minimum value is 1, okay, and maximum is nothing but 10 to the power of 27, nothing but you imagine which number it is.
Okay, sir.
So after 1 it will be 27 zeros when you don't mention minimum value and maximum value. Okay, when you don't mention minimum and maximum, by default it will take 1 as a minimum value and ends with this one, so it is the maximum value. And you can specify the increment either in positive or negative. It means increment by -5. If you write like this, increment by -5, so it will decrease the value, right?
Yes, sir.
So you can use plus values or you can use minus values also. Okay, either positive value or negative value. Any interval can be specified for increment. Yes. If you are using positive means it will generate the numbers in ascending order. If it is negative means it generates in descending order. Okay.
Yes.
Next, start with n, nothing but nth number. Either it is 100 or 200 or 50 or 700, like that. This class is used to specify the start value. Start with 100, it will start with 100. Start with 20, it will start with 20. And it execute only once. Start with. We cannot change the number for further. Okay. And start value, it should be more than minimum value and less than maximum value. If you say start with 200 or 250 and the maximum value is 200, then it is wrong. Okay. Minimum value, it will give the lowest value for that apartment. Okay. If sequence is in ascending order, by default the minimum value is 1. It is an interview question, he will ask. If sequence is in descending order, what will be the minimum value? It is nothing but 10 to the power of 26. 10 to the power of 26. Okay. Sorry, it is -1. Minimum value, right? Nothing but 1 by 10 to the power of 26. It is maximum value, which is nothing but 10 to the power of 27. In descending order, what is the maximum value? -1. because after minus 1 it is a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so in descending order, what is the maximum value? Minus 1. You remember, daughter? And we have minimum value, maximum value, no cycle. It is important. It is a default option which is set for sequence, and that sequence will not be reusable. Like after 9999, okay, if you are using no cycle means we cannot use again 00001 or 0002 because it is already allocated. Okay, this is about no cycle. Next one is cycle. It is used to make a sequence repeat with respect to generating numbers. For example, my maximum value is 200. After 200, again it will give the minimum value, which is nothing but 0001. Okay. Next, I think you know the catchy. What is catchy?
Store first 10 numbers. First 10 numbers.
Yeah. Catchy nothing but it will store the coming numbers. Okay, to create a buffer to store n number of values. If you write down catchy 10, it will store the coming 10 sequence numbers. Okay. Here also we have two pseudo columns. For catchy we have two pseudo columns. Okay. The same next value and curve value. And both are next value and can value can use in select, insert, update, okay, outermost queries. And when we cannot use these pseudo columns, okay, we cannot use it at delete command. Delete from emp where employee number is equal to next value. That is wrong. Okay. Next one is in joins, and next one is when you are using distinct. Complex we also same, right? When we are doing some performance or distinct or joins or mathematical expression, those joins are called, okay, natural joins or sequences. Okay, it cannot be used in delete, inner, distinct, and group by. How can we change the sequence? The same. Alter table, table name, right? Here also alter sequence, sequence name, increment by n, maximum value and minimum value and maximum value. Next one is drop. Okay, I will explain this in my next session. Okay, and tomorrow is a holiday, and tomorrow I will send the new link because this GoToMeeting link it is till 2 weeks only for 15 days. Okay, tomorrow I will send the new link, and tomorrow we will discuss synonyms. Okay, this is x1 dot next value. Okay, because I don't know what is the last value of employee number. Okay, it is very difficult to remember the employee numbers. Okay, maybe you have 7 branches, one in Delhi and Hyderabad, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, Gurgaon, like that. Okay, and simultaneously the employees, the front desk of person, front desk operators, okay, simultaneously they are creating employee numbers. For example, today, now, one employee joined in Hyderabad. One employee joined in Hyderabad. So his employee ID is something 3033. Okay. At the same time, one student joined in Pune or in Mumbai or in Bangalore. Okay. Next, then it is very difficult to that front desk operator to provide student ID. Okay. So for this purpose, they are using sequences. Sequence is nothing but it will give the next coming value. Okay. So if you are using next value, okay, what happened is if one student joined in Hyderabad and one student joined in Bangalore and one student joined in Mumbai, okay, simultaneously. So it will provide automatically the number because the front desk receptionist or operators, okay, they don't know what is the current value of sequence. Okay, at that time we can create next value and current value. Okay, so this is about sequence. And as you know, if you want to check the sequences, okay, select star from user underscore sequences. You got it? And this is dropping. Tomorrow I will explain what is dropping, how can you drop sequences. Okay. And next our topic is synonyms. It is also database object. Okay. I will explain this tomorrow. Here we do not have much practice, right? And I will complete this by next coming 1 week or 2 weeks. Okay. Thank you. Any doubt? Anandji, Sukumar, Ishwar, Sangeeta, Anil, Ravikiran. I will send this
No,
note.
sir.
Okay, ma. Okay, we will meet on Monday. Okay. Thank you.